Peter Schiff is Euro-Pacific Capital President. He threw his hat into the ring for this race back in September as a Republican. He joins me now in an exclusive interview with his reaction. And the rumor coming out of Washington is the reason why Chris Dodd is leaving is because of you. He just didn't have the nerve to face Peter Schiff. Is that true?
Obviously. And, you know, the real winner in this is the American taxpayer, because Chris Dodd's not going to be there anymore. But unfortunately, he's got another year and he can do a lot more damage before he leaves.
All right. Well, you are facing now, not necessarily, definitely not Chris Dodd, but possibly, and we'll find out for sure in a few minutes, Blumenthal, Attorney General. Now, he has had some popularity with some populist causes, like going against the AIG bonuses, but there's been pushback there as well because he's put on the side of a lot of the bailout folks. What do you think about him as an opponent?
Well, he's certainly not as unpopular personally as Dodd, and so that makes him a tougher opponent. But he believes in the same failed ideology. He wants to go to the Senate to carry on Dodd's legacy. I want to go to the Senate to put an end to it.
What would you put an end to specifically, Peter?
Well, I mean, everything that he stands for, everything that he's done. Dodd and his cronies in Congress have spent a career undermining the free market system. They've basically driven the country to now the verge of bankruptcy. I need to get to the Senate before they finish the job.
Yeah, but be specific, Peter. I mean, would you, for example, push for some quick elimination of the TARP program, or what? Be specific about what you plan to do.
Well, I don't want the U.S. government bailing out any private company. If a private company can't make a profit on its own, then it needs to fail. It needs to work out deals with its creditors without government interference. We need to believe in the free market system. That's what created this country. That's what made it so wealthy. We're destroying it with central government planning, with socialism. You know, Chris Dodd is orchestrating this big government takeover of health care. We need to do the opposite. We need to understand that it's government involvement in the health care system. That's the reason it's so expensive in the first place. We got to get government out of the economy so that the economy can function. You know, we've got, better than 10% of the population unemployed, 17% unemployed if you want to count the people who are working part-time and who are disgruntled. If we continue with these policies, we're going to double that unemployment rate.
Now, Connecticut is historically a pretty Democratic state, but now you have a very unpopular Democratic senator. You have a Democratic senator who became independent because he got dissatisfied with the Democratic Party. Do you think Connecticut is ready to switch over to the Republican side?
Well, I'm going to get them ready. I'm going to educate the electorate here in Connecticut so they understand that it's Washington. It's the Democrats that they've been electing and sending to Congress. They're the source of their problems. And if they're simply going to try to pretend that they can fix them with another government program, I'm going to let them know that all that's going to do is bring additional misery and additional pain to average Connecticut families.
All right. Now, Mr. Blumenthal has been on this show before. If we can coax him back, are you ready to take him on one-on-one?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. We'll arrange it. Peter, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Stay warm. Peter Schiff from Euro-Pacific Capital.
Are we going to talk about gold today?
Well, you have 30 seconds to talk about gold.
Because right before I came on,
even though it's up $20 or 21 bucks.
You're talking about the fact that the Fed is not worried about inflation. They're not worried about it. They want it. They're creating it. There's going to be massive inflation, but the viewers of this program, they better be worried about it. And Connecticut families, they better worry about it because it's going to wipe them out.
All right. Peter Schiff, a man who, even when we're talking about his own run for the Senate, can't stop talking about gold. This guy loves this stuff. Peter Schiff, good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me on.